I would like to set the context for this presentation. It's within the Future of Finance project of CFA Institute. CFA Institute does not only administer the CFA program, but serves its members and reflects about the future of the investment profession. And I think this is highly relevant to continuing professional development. We started in 2017 with reflecting on what could be the future world for the investment profession. And we identified mega trends, forces of disruption and innovation specific to finance, and we settled for 4 different scenarios. Those are not forecasts, they are possible scenarios for the future of finance. One is fintech disruption. We are seeing signs of fintech disruption, but it has not materialized so far, although it may come. Parallel worlds is another interesting scenario, which I think since 2017 is happening more and more. That is, there is a segmentation in the world. The world used to be, when I grew up, I'm quite old, dominated by 2 blocks. We had the Cold War, then the Cold War was over, and basically it was dominated by the United States. Now it's a new world, which is becoming apolar or multipolar. And I think there is this we see in the world, and also we see this within a given country. We see older people behaving differently from younger people. We see actually parallel worlds developing even within the same country because, for instance, there is increasing differences in wealth even within developing countries. And we see that, and I think in this parallel world we'll see new changes. One, I think, change that's quite important that may happen is probably some signs of the fact that the dollar is unlikely to stay as the world reserve currency forever, and maybe there will be changes. This is not the position of CFA Institute, it is my personal position. Lower for longer refers to the measures of the central bank, interest rates staying low, probably not here in Kazakhstan, but everywhere in Western Europe, in Japan. Purposeful capitalism is what CFA Institute advocates, putting capital to work for the benefit of mankind. Now, looking at those mega trends, we can see what are the implications for the firm of the future in terms of business model, operating model, people model, investment model, and distribution model, and coming to us, what are the implications for the investment professionals and the training needs. I would like to say that we derive our foundation for this research from extensive research done surveying our members. 3,800, we had 3,800 answers. We surveyed a subsample of the 140,000 members we have worldwide. In addition to that, we had interviews with 130 industry leaders, and we had discussion forum for investment professionals, and all of that done in conjunction with the Future of Finance Advisory Council, of which I am a member. So what are the implications? First of all, we find that we expect that the number of core investment professionals will increase, especially in Asia Pacific. We expect also a lot of disruption. 43% expect their roles to be substantially different in 5 or 10 years, which means there is a need to upgrade skills and there is a need for continuing professional development. Yesterday, I don't know, did any of you attend my session yesterday? Yesterday, I conducted a skill mapping exercise. We will not do it this morning, but it helps in identifying the skills that you should develop for your future. Now, among the skills, we identify T-shaped skills to be very important. How many of you know what a T-shaped skill is? Very good, I'll tell you in a moment. And artificial intelligence combined with human intelligence will be the norm. Here is a survey result telling you, role by role, how many expect the role to be significantly different and how many of them actually expect their role not even to exist. So, full 19% of performance analysts expect their role to disappear. That's quite interesting. Now, what are the skills that are in demand? Among the skills that are mostly in demand are these famous T-shaped skills, especially the ability to connect through disciplines. Among the technical skills, pure technical skills like just being able to code is not in high demand. What is in high demand is solution skills, understanding client needs, and developing appropriate portfolio. How many minutes? Okay, how many, you say? 3 minutes, okay. So let me just say, if you don't remember anything from my presentation, at least remember this. What is a T-shaped skill? It's a combination of deep knowledge in a single field and wider knowledge in other fields with the competencies to connect them. For instance, you can be very deep in IT technology if you are just a great programmer. That's good, but that's not good enough as not as good as having T-shaped skills. As T-shaped skills, you go very deep in one discipline, but you are able to connect across disciplines. Even better if you go deep in 2 disciplines, but at least in one discipline. But the ability to connect is essential, and that comes at a premium. So if you look into skill developments, continuing professional development, this is an area where you should really focus. We don't have much time, so I would skip most of my presentation, which you can get as a soft copy or from the center, because I can be freely distributed without problem. So I think that a lot of people will have to upgrade their skills. And the way you need to direct your effort depends very much, of course, on your preferences, but also at which stage you are in your career. In the early stage, in fact, technical skills are very important. Talking about the programmer, you get hired for your technical skills because you know how to program. But as you moved mid-career, then soft skills, T-shaped skills, leadership skills become more and more important, and even more so in late career. That doesn't mean that if you are really technically minded, you can have a pure technical career and remain with technical skills forever. But especially if you're thinking about the investment profession, this is a typical career path. So the message for continuing professional development is develop soft skills, develop T-shaped skills to complement the technical skills you acquired early. And of course, you have to keep your technical skills up to date as well. And with that, I know it's a struggle, but I also knew when I graduated from university, I graduated in physics, in fact, my PhD is in physics, I thought that was just the beginning of a learning journey. And the end of our learning journey is when we die. So we have to need to be ready for continuing professional development for a long time.